Kolochko made headlines when he married Margot in November 2020.
I was married about 3 years ago, and 2 years ago we divorced.
Since then, the pansexual bodybuilder has divorced Margot.
Experience like having a team, comparing your current policy to quotes from top providers.
It's an easier way to shop and save on car insurance.
A fling with an ashtray and met his two girlfriends, Luna and Lola. The trio are now enjoying life together as a throuple. He describes Luna as a gentle, beautiful girl who he has an emotional connection with, but something about Lola is slightly different.
Lola is half of chicken and half woman. She has a head of woman and body of chicken.
After admitting to an intimate relationship with a raw chicken, Yuri was inspired to ask his neighbor to make him a sex doll with a chicken's body.
The sex dolls are a special fetish for me. I love it.
Last year, he revealed he had fallen in love with an ashtray. He was thrilled by the smell of it and the touch of metal on his skin. This woman married her cat in a bid to stop landlords evicting her.
My name is Deborah Hodge. I'm 49 years old and I'm currently in my honeymoon with my cat.
49-year-old Deborah Hodge says she has already been made to rehome 3 animals by landlords who don't allow pets. Terrified of losing her precious cat India, the mum of 2 has now married her feline friend.
I don't think there's anything legal about my marriage, but it's viral, so everybody knows.
The pair have featured on a number of news sites and their story is proving popular all around the world.
India is famous all over the world because it's a wholesome story of love.
But Deborah insists her relationship with India isn't sexual.
I'm obviously not attracted to my cat sexually, she's a cat.
And hopes their commitment will show landlords just how important it is for them to stay together. This man married a hologram. Akihiko Kondo and his wife Hatsune Miku, a fictional computer-synthesized pop singer, had been in a relationship for 10 years before they got married back in 2018. 38-year-old Akihiko says his relationship with Hatsune pulls him out of depression, but acknowledges that some people find it strange. He knows that his wife is not real, but
want a worry-free way to kill bugs? Zevo, people-friendly, bug-deadly.
says his feelings for her are, when we're together, she makes me smile, he said in a recent interview. In that sense, she's real. There's loving your duvet and then there's this.
I met my duvet a long time ago. We always knew.
You wonder why we call this man the devil. Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to all the brothers and a few sisters out there. This is what you have when you have a retard that rules the people. Alright? This is what happens when you have people that are isolated, people that have these weird feelings. And instead of stopping them, making them feel this stupid way, you will encourage this folly, this wickedness that's being conducted. All right? This is what happens when you have a servant ruling a kingdom. This is what happens when you have the devil, which devil in the Latin and the Greek means diablo, which means deceiver, ruling in the kingdom. All right? This shit makes no goddamn sense. I don't even know where to start with this. But it's something to be talked about. A constant reminder. This is one of the constant reminders what a weird world that we live in. We live in a fucking bizarro world. This world is just, the people in this world are just out of it, man. Scripture says, Isaiah 62, and darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. These people are in total gross darkness right here. See if I can get this thing going. This clown over here marries
and his wife.
He marries a hologram. This bitch marries a cat. This guy just fucks with sex dolls. This is madness, man. But this is what happens. Once again, this is what happens when you have a servant. All right. Hey, the scripture says, you know what? I don't want to make this long, but I gotta bring out some. This is, oh man. Ecclesiastes 10 and 6, it says, folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in low place. So always break it down. It's not gonna say here in the Hebrew, but when you look at the etymology of the word folly, it means the mental weakness. All right. And these people have total no control whatsoever. They are just subjugated to the elements. And what I mean by elements, they are subjugated to the principalities, which are the demons. Okay? They're just open for anything. And this is what's being pushed in the society. Alright? And as a matter of fact, I should start at 5. It says, there's an evil which I have seen under the sun, as an error which proceeded from the ruler. So Solomon seen, like, wait a minute, this is a mistake. Alright? Because evil, if you break down the word evil, Eve meaning time and ill meaning bad. So there's bad things are happening in the world that the Lord created, which he said. I remember I was not arguing, but one of my uncles, I was, you know, when you that spirit, and he's a 7-day advantage, and he was just, his great defense was, every time I bring up a scripture that's dealing with reality, he says, well, God said it would, he created everything, it was good. And that was his defense. Yes, everything was good. But the Lord put something or someone to rule his good kingdom, his good works, and they have what they have done. Because this shit is ass backwards, man. Isaiah 29:16, it says, surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. So yes, it was good. Everything that the Lord created at the beginning of time was created to be good. Alright? But like the scripture says, going back to Ecclesiastes, it said also that the Lord made men upright. But he sought out many inventions. Okay? So this man had taken certain things and he turned it upside down. Now you have people that don't even know what the hell they are. and look how these people are supposed to be intelligent, far smarter than their ancestors, far greater. They achieve more greater things than anybody else. Yet they don't even know who the hell they are, what they're doing, why they're doing the things that they are. Because of what? Folly set in great dignity. Folly doesn't necessarily mean foolishness. Folly really means mental weakness. So they're weak. Mentally, they're fucking weak. A strong-minded person would have known. Well, I can't even say that because look at Sodom and Gomorrah. All right? Look at Sodom and Gomorrah. And we live in a time that evilness has spread so deep. It doesn't matter where the hell you go in the planet Earth. People are they're possessed by demons. All right, let's just face it. Let's just face the facts. These people are demons that's manifesting who they are. Matter of fact, Deuteronomy 32. Then 32 says, matter of fact, Deuteronomy 32, 32 says, for their vine is of the vine of Sodom and of the fields of Gomorrah. Their grapes are the grapes of gall. Their cluster are bitter. So their vine is the vine of Sodom and Gomorrah. All right. And what was the Sodom and Gomorrah were known for? It's sexual depravities. All right. There's sexual immorality, immorals. Okay. You have people that was, and the scripture, according to the scriptures, it was just plain the things that we know of. Men with men, women with women, men with beasts, beasts with women. Because why? When you read Leviticus, the 18th chapter tells you what not to do, what the Egyptians and the Canaanites were doing. And some of the Canaan, before there was a 5 cities that was there before. And they was doing the same goddamn thing. What the Canaanites was doing the same goddamn thing of what Sodom and Gomorrah was doing. All right. So all these nations have the vine of Sodom and Gomorrah. Their origins. they cannot help but be wicked. This is why Esau is not fit to rule. You're not supposed to allow shit like this to happen. But like according to the scriptures of, get that real quick. Sirach 10 to the point. So as for the judge of his people is himself, and oh damn, how can I forget that? So the reason why these people are responding this way, all right, because one, they are mentally weak. Once again, I'll keep saying it. Folly means mental weakness. And two, they're following their leaders. And I always bring out Giuliani, but it goes far deeper than lower level. I can't even say lower level. I mean, they are lower level. You can say lower level on the totem pole of power, because mayors ain't shit, presidents ain't shit. All right, they just lower level demons, and they pass certain laws because what they themselves doing in the dark. So now it's being normalized what we're seeing. So the people are responding to their leaders. The people are acting the way their leaders are acting. So are his officers, and what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. So if your leaders are bugged out, demonic, pedophiles, sexual immorals, the people are going to do the same thing. All right? Because if the ruler is just, he will execute judgment. And since these rulers are completely unjust, then they're going to allow this shit to happen. An unwise king destroys his people. And here it is, they'll tell you that, sticking to the two people in the beginning, they will say that there's not that many so-called Caucasians in the planet Earth, right? But everything that they do shows you that they are the vine of Sodom, that they don't care about life. Shouldn't that man, and let's do the math. You got a man that's popping objects, and you got a woman that's claiming to be married to a cat. Why don't you just put them together and they create more life, right? Would that be kind of make sense? But no, not in this world. Not because these rulers, these elites, this is what they're doing in the dark. But they smart enough to know that they need to have a next generation. But these people are far gone, man. They are far gone because of what? The rulers of this world. The kings of this world, man. It says, but through the prudence of them which are in the authority, the city shall be inhabited. So this city is not going to be inhabited. The rulership of Esau is no longer going to be inhabited because all the wickedness that they do display. All right? And the Lord made perfectly clear many years ago how not to be. But knowing Esau, Jude, I believe it's 6. No, sorry, 7. Even as Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities about them in like manner gave themselves to fornication and going after strange flesh. Hey, at least it was going after flesh. I don't know what the hell. In this case, man, it is what it is. We just tallied more wickedness on the behalf of Esau. All right, but that is a strange shit to go after. But this is what they do. This is what they're doing. It says, are set forth for an example, suffering the vengeance of eternal fire. So Sodom and Gomorrah was set as an example how not to be. And this particular scripture clearly tells you that it was going after strange flesh. All right? What is a strange thing? Going after the same thing that you have. Or going after an object or some beast. This is what they was doing. So what was their reward for doing that? Fire and brimstone. What is going to be the reward for this behavior? Thermonuclear missiles. Okay? And all those cases wasn't even in America. Like the scripture says, matter of fact, we get that. Jeremiah 51:7 says, Babylon have been a golden cup in the Lord's hand. What is Babylon? America. See, Europe, Esau, wherever he went, he does bring some wickedness with him. But this is the hub. This is the centerpiece. 2008 or 2012, one of those years when this clown Obama came into office, he allowed men to be with men, women to be with women. So what did that do? America is a beacon of supposed light in the world. And the world do whatever America does do. There was a saying in the ancient world about Rome, do what the Romans do. Matter of fact, it tells you in Rome in the first chapter. So Babylon is that great influence. It has been a golden cup in the Lord's hand. All right, that made all the earth drunken. So this wicked philosophy even extends to the points of Moab, Ammon. Okay, you got a man that's married a reflection, a hologram. What kind of sick domestic? But this is the weirdoism. All right, this is exactly what this devil wants. He wants to bring massive confusion, all out of chaos. All right. And since these people in the world are so sexually driven, more than anything, out of all things in the world, people are more in tune with their fleshly needs than anything. And Esau, studying everybody, knows exactly what you want when you want it. It's like what was it? There's an episode of Black Mirror. If I could, let me see if I can find it. It's in the first episode of Black Mirror. Let me show you. Let me see. Black Mirror, because it's very important. Okay, not explain this with this clown. Let me see if I can see the commercial. So, in this particular thing, there it is. Alright, then I'll show it. So, when you watch this particular episode of Black Mirror, it's basically a dystopia that is established on the earth. And this Jake right here, and everybody else that works there, you could say they are working on their carbon footprint, so to speak. Okay, they continuously make energy by getting in their bikes and so forth. It's a good episode actually in actuality, but this goes into the chip. I'm glad I don't have to whatchamacallit. So what happens, this little cubicle that he's in, all right, so you can see the money in the back. This is the reason why I'm bringing this up. So he's playing a game. This is how much money he has, all right, supposedly. And then boom, what happens? And all of that whole scenery that is being depicted is all about sex. So when you watch this episode, it gets into this girl and she became a porn star and everything like that. And then when he wants to, oh yeah, this is a very important part here. Damn, I wish they had some value, but it doesn't matter. So he's surrounded by these thing. And even the damn computer telling him that he has to watch. All right? Like, soon as he said, like, I don't want to watch no more, like, he put his hand in his eyes to not to watch, the computer, the AI, told him that he have to watch. All right? And the reason why I bring this up is because this is exactly what's going on. So when you have a society or rulership that's just based upon pleasures, and they trying to merchandise, they trying to overindulge you with sexual things, and then you can't get that sexual response that you want, because this is what's being driven, okay, in the minds of the people. Because why going back to the video, not this particular video, but this is a good episode, a very good episode actually, that really keens into the New World Order. Y'all brothers can watch it. It's on Netflix. But why in the whole
With my cat.
well, these people considering marrying objects or things that doesn't exist because they can't get it themselves. And why would that keep pushing that narrative in the minds of the people? Because they know the dopamine, it needs to be fulfilled, which is part of your brain. So they put which goes into my favorite scripture, Psalms 64. I believe it is 64 and 6. They said they have searched out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search, both their inward thought of every one of them, and their heart is deep. So they have every single person in a trick bag. So everywhere you look, everything's about sex. It's about marriage. So they took the things that was considered to be sex in marriage, and they turned it upside down, and this is what they did. All right, this is a real clever, demonic system that they have gotten everybody into this trap. All right. So yeah, we living in we are truly living in the latter days of this old situation, and this is why the Lord is going to destroy Esau, man. Wherever Esau is going to be at, the Lord is going to destroy it, because Esau he's a devil. I mean, you don't have to. He's the goddamn devil, and he's the one that's destroying the minds of the people. And since he destroyed the minds of the people to the point where the people don't even know what is what, the Lord's going to destroy the people and Esau. All right. In fact, I'm going to just end it off on this. Revelations 9:13 to the point. It says, and the sixth angel sounded, and I heard a voice from the four horns to the golden altar which is before the Most High, saying to the sixth angel which had the trump, to loose the four angels which were bound by the great river Euphrates. For the four angels were loose, which will prepare for an hour, a day, a month, a year, to slay the third part of men. And what that means, there's three classifications of men. All right. Classification A, the sons of God, which are the Israelites. Classification 2, the sons of men, which are who? The other nations. Classification 3, the sons of the devil, or the son of the wicked, which is the third part of men. All right, the worst of the worst is what? Esau, Edom. So there's gonna be an hour, a day, a month, a year, at the very second and very moment that's gonna annihilate their rule. All right. Once Esau goes down, there's no coming back up. There would never be another kingdom ever like this. All right. Matter of fact, we ended off on this. It says Job 20:4. It says, knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphant of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. Though his excellency mount up to the heavens, and his head reach unto the clouds, yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? So though his rulership is at his greatest peak, he has shown the greatest power, the greatest knowledge, that every man, because all these wicked acts that he have allowed to accomplish, he's gonna perish like his own shit. Okay, this is the inheritance of Esau. Okay, you got the Georgia Guidestone when he wants 500 million people to be on the planet Earth. So he plans to genocide the majority of the people of Earth, the majority of the people of the Earth, under his rulership. Okay, but it's just for a moment. Everything that's happening right now is for a moment. It's not going to be forever. Okay. So with that, something real quick through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. This man is completely deprived of wisdom, of knowledge, of everything. That's why the Lord's going to take him out of power completely. This is utter madness. Fucking madness, man. Look at this guy. He's a fucking clown. But that's even Job said it in Job the 30th chapter, that he wouldn't even allow these people around his dog. Okay? These are the bases of men, the worst of the worst that's in power, and look exactly what they're doing. So that being said, shalom to the elected nations. Shalom.